I'm in beautiful Portland to review the brand new 2023 Honda HR-V. So this brand new HR-V is much bigger, it's longer, it's wider, also has more power under the hood, has a brand new all-wheel drive system, more safety features, more technology, and more of everything. All right, now the front end to the new HR-V is very similar to the Civic, and that's because of this new honeycomb grille in the dash. So they changed it up a little bit because in a Civic you have these like little knobs that kind of go up and down, left and right. With HR-V, they upgraded it, so there's this like flat piece, right? But this also has been upgraded because it looks like there's a additional bar in the middle. But definitely reminds me of the brand new Civic. Same thing with the screen here. Wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay are standard and all the usual stuff, and it's pretty responsive. I was using Android Auto to get up here. Pretty easy to use, and of course you get Wi-Fi as well. You still have the volume knob, which is very important. Honda made a mistake of removing it before and now adding it back on. Now in terms of climate control, you do have heated seats up front, but no ventilated seats, and you get a dual zone climate control up here, so that's pretty standard. Now you do get one USB port, wireless charger, and you get drive modes. There's normal, eco, and snow now. So snow has been added, and that's brand new. So as you can see here, that is analog, this is digital, and you could scroll through variety of things that you want to see. So this is your trip computer, but you could go through range, speed, audio, phone, navigation, driver attention, all-wheel drive, torque distribution, right? So you can see where the power is being diverted, maintenance, and a whole lot of good stuff. You do still get a standard shifter, right? You do get a sport mode, it's right over here, and low mode, but you get a standard shifter. Now you got a couple cup holders, you get somewhat of a floating design over here, so it passes through, and you get another USB port here and another one here. So in total, there are 3 USB ports up front and none in the rear. Strangely enough, no home link buttons, but you do get a sunroof on top. So not a panoramic one, but you get a regular sunroof. All right, I'm on a mountaintop and I'm about to take this brand new HR-V down this mountaintop. I remember coming up, it was actually quite challenging, but now I'm gonna have some fun on these curvy roads, so get ready. Let's see how good this brand new all-wheel drive is. Now, as for the suspension, I will say it's handling this just fine. Keep in mind, the HR-V is not meant to be a corner carver. This is not meant to be a track car, and it's not meant to go downhill at 40 miles per hour tackling these bends. But right now, you know, the HR-V is composed. I don't feel like the cabin is walling around. I don't feel like the cars go lose traction at any given time. So right now, it's actually doing its job. It is quite comfortable. Now, as for these seats, this is EXL, so leather seats. The design has been improved, that's for sure. It looks more modernized. Nice stitching, nice design overall. Unfortunately, magic seats are gone. That was one of my favorite features of the previous HR-V and the Honda Fit, but that's no longer here. You can't raise the seat up like before. So the old HR-V, you could fold it down and up. Now you can't fold it up, just down, right? But because of the increased size, you can see I'm 5'10", plenty of space. This is behind my driving position, at least 4 to 5 inches. And in terms of headroom, about 3 to 4 inches too. Now with this new powertrain, I definitely feel the HR-V improved slightly when it comes to acceleration. Overall acceleration does feel a little bit more brisk. This is a 2-liter 4-cylinder that's producing 158 horsepower. So in terms of the powertrain, it has become more powerful. And in terms of fuel economy, you're expected to get about 30 miles per gallon combined, which isn't too shabby for an SUV like this. But to be honest, it's still a very, very slow car. 0 to 60, you're gonna be waiting for a while. I think overall it's not bad, but it is definitely not a fast car. As for the steering, I do think it's more civil, more light, yet it's still somewhat precise. I think for a daily driver, most will probably, especially in this age group, want it to be a lighter feel. But the precision, that's what I'm more impressed with. There's very little play in the steering wheel. So just a little movement, you'll feel it in the HR-V, and that is, of course, a good thing. The suspension, I already talked about how it handled these curves pretty darn well, but what about just normal driving? Just, you know, day-to-day driving? Well, so far, I've been driving this HR-V around for a couple hours now, and it's comfortable. The potholes, the dips, imperfections, kind of soaks it up pretty easily. Another thing that helps is the fact that this HR-V has 17-inch wheels. You know, these days it's very popular to have bigger wheels, 18, 19, 20, pretty standard these days. But the 17-inch wheels means sidewalls and the tires are thicker. The rear suspension is now independent rear suspension, so it's not using torsion bars anymore. That definitely helps with the overall ride quality. So that's also a big improvement. And yeah, just day-to-day driving, like right now on the road, pretty darn smooth. Driving position itself is quite comfortable. The front windshield, nice and big. I don't see anything, I don't see the hood at all. So I can see well past the hood. You know, the side windows, blind spot, all pretty good. Rear visibility also fantastic, even with the 3 headrests. Space-wise in here, you still get that airiness, right? A lot of new cars, you don't get that. Mostly because you're sitting lower, you know, you don't have a lot of headroom. The door panels are higher and the hood is higher. It's not the case with the HR-V. Previous HR-V was based on the Fit platform, so it's more like a hatchback with all-wheel drive. This, you can see, this is using a new platform that's based on the new CR-V that's coming out and the current Civic. So it has been stretched out approximately about 9 inches. You can see the trunk among the biggest in the class. You have a 12V outlet over here, and then underneath here, there's not much room. This is, you got a styrofoam thing that you could use for some tools. And then underneath, you have the spare tire. That's not a surprise, but yeah, not a whole lot of hidden storage. The second row folded down, it's nearly flat. You got maybe just like an inch difference, but once you have the rear seats folded down, you got a tremendous amount of cargo space. So that's more than enough for most people. I mean, you could throw a bike in there, a lot of luggage, good amount of cargo room, that's for sure. I do think this new 2023 Honda HR-V has been improved vastly versus the last generation. Now, the exterior look will take some time to get used to, but if you stare at it long enough, I promise you, you'll come to a conclusion. This HR-V does look better, although that's subjective, I know, but I think Honda tried really hard to make this HR-V look more like a SUV rather than a small hatchback. And of course, it is bigger in size, so more friendly for families, right? There's plenty of room in the back, even for adults, up front too. Really, space is not an issue. You get plenty of cargo room as well. I think the drive has also been improved vastly. It just drives better. Overall, the whole package, everything about this HR-V just feels more premium, more upscale, more luxurious, even though it's not a luxury car, but compared to the previous generation, you could say that. Powertrain all-wheel drive, which has also been improved, right? So the complete package is definitely a good one. So is this the right SUV for you? Well, quite possibly. Go test drive one for yourself and see. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for my future videos. Take care. Bye-bye.